Mike Jason. He is with RBC Insurance and specializes in wealth management.
Hello, everybody. I'm responsible for the wealth side of RBC Insurance and all of the wealth products. So that would be annuities as well as segregated funds, and assisting advisors and their clients with some tax planning strategies, as well as talking about estate planning and how that factors in and how insurance products can be used in that space. I got started in the business back in 1993, and I spent the first 7 years as a financial advisor, and the last 21 years, I guess, on the dark side, as we like to call it, on the wholesale side. So really what my expertise is really just being there as a resource for advisors, helping them with any questions that they may have, and being somebody that they can go to. We know there's going to be some cost, but that's a small part of it. But cost can suddenly become a big part if no planning has been done and there's lawsuits. We start with a conversation. The third aspect of it is privacy. The will becomes a public document. So once somebody is deceased, their will is now public if anybody wants to go down to the courthouse and access it. So the clients need to think about that as well. Are they really comfortable with people knowing what was in their estate? Are the children comfortable with people being able to find out what they inherited? Segregated funds are so important because they don't go in the will. Therefore, they're not subject to probate. Or when there's money involved, it makes people do strange things. It gets really, really messy. And it's not possible to take everything and put it into seg funds. People may want to set up trusts. A trust can get messy as well, because then the question is, who do you choose as trustees? A trust has to be wound up every 21 years and reestablished. Often a lot of these problems are solved by communication. There's two tax returns that are typically filed upon one's death. One is the terminal return of the deceased, and that can usually be filed fairly quickly. But then the estate return, that can take much longer. And you could end up with costs, just normal costs. But if conversations haven't taken place, then you can see what the other side is, right? You're going to have grieving. You know, the family's going through that process, of course. That's normal. But then the last thing you want is fights. It happens all too frequently. It destroys a family. Everybody starts knowing everyone else's business. So you have an invasion of privacy, and then rumors start. The more money that is involved, expect there to be more delays and potentially more legal costs and potentially more fighting.
What's the solution?
A vehicle like segregated funds is so valuable because segregated funds are not part of the estate. So they flow outside of the estate. There's no costs involved, and privacy is preserved for your liquid assets. You know, instead of having mutual funds, maybe you should have seg funds instead. Instead of having GICs and term deposits.
Transfer from stocks to segregate fund, then we can name beneficiary and bypass the estate.
With segregated funds, the beneficiaries can be named in whatever manner you want. It's totally private. It's the speed. And it doesn't just have to be a segregated fund, an insurance policy as well, because life insurance proceeds are non-taxable. So that doesn't apply to seg funds. Seg funds are taxed just like a mutual fund would be. But the difference being, with a seg fund, is they don't have the time delay of probate. It's immediate. The money changes hands right away. The executor will receive the tax slips, obviously. But again, the executor has no idea who got what. That's not mentioned on the tax slips. It's completely private. So unless the beneficiaries speak about it, nobody's going to know. If they want to deposit the money into segregated funds and then they want to take money out on a regular basis, that's easy. If they have real estate holdings in different countries of the world, and then they pass away, well, now you're dealing with different jurisdictions. That's even further complicates the situation.
Mike, thank you very much